ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. Our first patriarch worried very much about transmission of his ideals. He had discovered the existence of one and only God for all of humanity. But he had to teach this to future generations, and he had no children. This is why he implored God. He needed a child whom to teach what he had discovered. And that child was Isaac, Yitzchak. But on one day God told him, you know what? I want this Yitzchak as a sacrifice. The Torah says that Abraham got up early in the morning. We can't understand that. How he went and was about ready to offer his son as a sacrifice to God. We can't understand it because we can't identify with the absolute belief that Abraham had in God. Fortunately, the end of the story is different. Isaac is not sacrificed. But our rabbis tell us that after the death of Sarah, and the Sarah, who was the mother of Isaac, the wife of Abraham, dies maybe because of this event, according to our rabbis, now he's worried. He needs a bride for this man, for this Yitzchak, because otherwise there won't be no new generations to carry on with his tradition. He calls upon his loyal servant Eliezer and tells him, I want you to go to my place of origin, where I come from, and I want you to select a girl for my son as my future daughter-in-law. Our rabbis think that this Eliezer had a daughter, and he really wanted that Isaac should marry his daughter, but that's not what Abraham said. Abraham said, go to my place of origin and select someone. Well, Eliezer goes to the place where Abraham was born, and he is around the well where young girls will come in order to draw water from the well for their needs. Eliezer says to himself, how will I know which is the right girl for my boss's son? And he says to himself, you know what? The first girl that will offer me water to drink and will also say, I will draw water for your animals, that is the girl I'm going to select for the son of my Lord, of Abraham. Well, he wasn't looking for a pretty girl. He was looking for somebody else. He was looking for somebody that had a good heart, that had empathy for the needs of other people. Well, a young girl by the name of Rivka, who is actually a member of the family, comes forth, says to him, here is water for you, and I'm also going to give water to your animals. He thanks God, and that is repeated several times. He thanks God for having selected, for having given victory, for having given success to his mission. He accomplished what he wanted to do. Some of our rabbis don't like this episode at all. Why don't they like this episode? They say it's like magic. You know, suddenly he says, the girl that will do that, she's the one for my boss's son. You know, it's just like saying the one with the green dress, or the one that has blonde hair. Why should that be so? That is like magic. That's not the way you should really judge people. Well, in the case of Eliezer, worked out very good, because this girl was a member of the family. She became a matriarch of the Jewish people. She had tremendous qualities all over. I read Rabbi Daniel Feldman says, maybe that is the problem with Lashon Hara. You know what Lashon Hara means? It means to tell something negative about somebody else. It's true. You know, you loaned somebody an object and he didn't give it back to you. And you tell your friend, you know, that guy never gave me back what I lent him. Or somebody told you a lie and you say, he told me a lie, which is true. He told you a lie. You're not allowed to do that. Why not? So this Rabbi Feldman says, you know why not? Because you're describing a person from one event, from one episode in his life. You're very narrow. You're not looking at the totality of things. You know, he may have lent you 20 times something, but once he didn't return. Maybe he'll return it later. He did you many favors, and once he refused, and that's the only thing that you remember. So you're really judging a person by a single event, and that is very narrow. That is, you're being miserable that way without encompassing the totality of the human being. And we are guilty of that. Somebody can do us a favor 20 times, and if he refuses once, that is the item we remember. You have to be very careful. Don't judge people by single events. Look at the totality of the person. With yourself, you're very generous. You know how to justify when somehow you didn't respond the right way. Maybe the other person had a fight with somebody before. Maybe he didn't feel well when he reacted in a certain way. Don't judge him by a single event. Be more ample. Be generous. Look at the person. Examine everything about him. And only then you should judge another person.